How's it going? And welcome to a video that is long overdue. Probably almost about a month ago was when I first showed off my build on the subreddit. And I know a lot of people are interested in seeing more of this and get into the evolution of it, but I really wanted to make sure it was kind of at its peak before going into actually making a video about it. Now, what took the longest was this shield here, which is not even that good compared to what it could be, but it gets the job done. So I'll go into the build a little bit first before we get started in here. It's mostly focused on his toe skills, of course. This is just kind of what makes this work, alongside this class mod, which helps out a lot. This isn't the best skill point distribution I could have gotten on it, because with this, the more points you put into, or you have into playing dirty, the less points you really need to put in it, and you can spend those elsewhere within the tree, because with playing dirty, you really only need 4 out of 5, so if you could get one that had 3 here, or maybe even 4 here, because, I don't know, Violent Violence, it's okay, not exactly needed. It helps with, I think I do like the 1 point in here, but I think I'd rather have the points taken out of here and put into here instead on the class mod, just so then I can have these points to either put in here or even back into here, just to get the speed up even more. But it really doesn't matter all that much with the fire rate. So first we spec into Violent Momentum and Violent Speed. Get the speed buffs and the damage buffs from the speed. It's not totally speed focused, because I know Zane can have a lot of speed stuff. This isn't totally into that. This is mostly purely based on just straight gun damage, which is why we go down here a little bit, to get Confident Competence. I also have increased recharge rate and delay, and the health regen here, not necessary. I like it. This, you can max this out to 2 or 3 out of 3, but it doesn't really matter all that much, or you can just go straight into the health regen. I kind of like having this. Just, I mean, it helps a little bit, but I think I might just dump those fully into here. Although my shield isn't down all that much, so it kind of also struggles here. I had points in Hardy stock for a while. I decided against keeping that because I want my shield to recharge fast, and I want it to be up as much as it can, which I'm about to contradict in a second here with my augments, but whatever. Keeping shield up is what's important to get that amp shot, which just can clear out of area. So I don't go here because it takes longer to recharge to full. Now I use charged relay instead of nanos or some shite, because charged relay gives the movement speed and the reload speed, which are very helpful. The reload speed is very helpful for the head explosion, like specifically the head explosion. And the movement speed, again, nice to get the damage boosts from going fast. Nanos do some shite. You get the health regen, you get the recharge delay, but I already have so many other ways of getting that recharge delay reset between, what is it? Not that. Between Quick Breather and, more recently, Shield Reboot. So it really doesn't matter all that much to use Nanos or some shite over Charge Relay, and I just prefer this again for the speed boost. Now back to this tree. Fractal Frags, I use the Power Siphon Transfusion. That way I can have this out, another way of getting my shields back. I find it helpful. You could just take a point out of this and put another Donnybrook and you get more gun damage, but I find it does help a little bit, not too much, but it is nice to have. And then you can just trade out grenades for anything else, really. Or like whatever other grenades you want to use. It doesn't have to be the transfusion, although I tend to just use that again, keeping shields up. I heard Schadenfreude, whatever, is broken, and it's not working correctly, but also I've seen it work, so I'm not 100% sure on if this is actually a good investment. If anyone watching has any idea on that, I'd be happy to know. Which one's real? Of course, this helps with Schadenfreude, just to get more damage on the clone instead of yourself, and to get that shield back up. Quick breather, again, I mentioned, really good way to get shields back up. And I'd say that's about all that I really need to go over for this. I mean, it's kind of just a general skill point distribution for any major DPS Zane. There's a little few changes, I guess, in here, and it's just in smaller areas. But it's really gear-based, because I find Zane is able to make a good gun great. He can really maximize the power of weapons as long as you build around those types of weapons or those playstyles of the weapons. So, Headsplosion, really good. I have a pretty nice anointed one here, with a plus 125% splash damage increase, which this gun is splash damage. So that's really good for after my action still is up. I also have another one here. While barrier is active, accuracy is increased by 60% and an extra 30% crit. That's also really nice, but through my testing and stuff, this did come out way on top DPS-wise, obviously. However, this one is also good because you get to use the actual anointed ability far more than you do on this one. It's up a lot more of the time, so I keep that one on me too. I have an Unforgiven. This is just on reload when you swap places. I would love to have this anointment on a Headsplosion, because this, I'm always taught no reload for these. Though it is really nice to have on here. I believe I have another one. Yeah, and that's 2 magazines do additional shot damage. Pretty good. I don't use it too often. One Pump Chump. This one has quite good damage on it. But the anointment is kind of useless for me because I don't use Sentinel. And the Maggie, I use this mostly for just if something gets up in my face, or just to take out something really quick that is bothering me. And I can't find a crit spot on it. This isn't the what I usually use. I usually use the Victory Rush. Again, you get movement speed after killing a badass. The 40% mag size is really nice, but aside from that, it's not great. I'm still working on getting a good Victory Rush. The shield I talked about, fully charged, you do 120% bonus amp damage, and also get it back as health, although I find that to be a little weird, seeing as to get the amp bonus, you need to have your shields at full. So if your shields are at full, presumably your health is also probably full. But whatever. I assume this would be really good on Moe's, if you do a shield build with her. I also used the Whiskey Tango Foxtrot for quite some time before getting this. I do like this shield for all that it does. The IEDs that it drops do great damage, like surprisingly good damage. The reflect chance is also nice, and then you also get the 20% weapon damage from amp. But 20% weapon damage is not 120% weapon damage, so I stick with this mostly. I think that about does it gear-wise. You don't need to have shield reboot or anything in Guardian rank for this to work. It just really helps to keep shields up and all that. But yeah, let's get going. I thought I'd run through Bloody Harvest just because that's what's going on currently. So as you can see, just making quick work. Oh, I should show off mana modifiers. Not perfect. This is not running at the maximum potential and doing minus 20% gun damage. So keep that in mind if at some parts it looks a little bit weaker than it otherwise should be. Although I find that this build can kind of just not care about a lot of mayhem modifiers. I've had like up to 3 things stacked against me on this build at a time before, and it still makes quick work.
Did you see that?
I didn't even have a
Now entering the clone zone.
Let's swap over to that. Get him out of there. And move on. Not too bad. You know, this build is very reliant on being able to hit those crits, because the only thing not crit based is the Maggie, which I'm going to swap over to really quick here, just because I have a lot of terror on me. I can't see what's going on. That's the only problem with this build. Once you get terror on you, you're kind of screwed. I mean, not totally, you can counteract it decently enough. But, yeah, just you dust and things.
I live for this!
It can be kind of crazy. You can boss with this as well. This isn't just a strictly, like, mobbing build or anything. 100% you can make some very quick work with bosses. It's not nearly as fast as you could with, hopefully that'll be something good. It's not as fast as you could with a more optimized build or G-strats or other characters or anything, but what is it? Embrace the pain? Instant bonus cry, not bad. Might use that for something. But yeah, it holds up, you know? I'm able to kill Gravewood really fast with a, just a couple mags and a pistol. I find it fun to boss with this build, because you kind of, as long as I hit, talking and playing is not something I'm used to doing. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. But, bossing with this build is really fun. I just find I enjoy feeling like I've really earned it, and like I've outplayed what's going on around me, just with having to actually, you know, really aim and hit my shots well. Although most of giving it too much credit, it was pretty much just a spray and pray with extra steps, you know? This might be bad. Let's see.
End of the road for you.
I got stuck inside it now. Average Saturday afternoon. What days and Saturdays? I don't know what day it is actually. I believe it's Monday. But who knows? Who knows how long will be Flash? But yeah, I made pretty good work of that. This week, you know, let's see if I can show off the match potential with them and get all these guys and that crit. There we go. Everyone's gone. Except him. He lived. That crit. Not there. Not there. There it is. Let's do a confident puzzle. Green, pink, blue, blue. Green, pink, blue, blue. See if we get anything good. We already got a legendary. Maybe we're having good luck. Looking to be a no. Not bad, but nothing I'm willing to take. So this area can be a little difficult just because it can be difficult
It's
to find
possible
heads
you
in
picked
this
the
low
wrong
light.
battle. You couldn't hit a cow's arse with a banjo.
Well, say that, but that area got through pretty quick. That guy Burrow, dead. Oh, that definitely dead. Go to the light. Let me see your head. Okay, no, better idea. Maggie. Oh, Jesus. This build also really does get good bonuses from Hollow Point and Overkill. The Guardian rank things do work quite well with this, although I would like to see how well it looks without those, but I don't really want to completely just wipe my profile. I don't think it would make too much of a difference, just, you know, lower DPS a bit.
Think I can crack it now.
I gotta get a scope on it to good. That would be nice. Even though I rarely scope in.
Let's have a chat, shall we?
I do hip fire most of the time just to keep the speed up. Again, you want to try to be moving as much as you can be. So you'll see when I'm picking shots, I will kind of strafe around a little bit. Just to make sure I didn't there, but just to really make sure that I hit the maximum amount that I can get out of it.
I get
Use
through
my
this.
action skill. This guy's head, look at me.
Are you seeing this? Open your bloody eyes!
One thing I will say with the head explosion is, if enemies get close, it isn't the best, because you can very quickly take yourself out. That's not the gun I wanted it to be.
That wasn't so hard now, was it?
You know what? We might be going in with that 120. What is it, 125 splash damage on? So I don't know how long that carries on for after the action still ends, but we can find out depending on how quickly I melt this guy. As long as you hit crits on him, you can take pumps out and hit crit. You know, hit crits like I didn't just do. It's hard to keep moving in this area. There's just so much around. Feeling that minus 20% on him a little bit. Come on, show me your head. There. And oh, I'm frozen. That ain't good. Cryo is not feeling with this. That was nice. There we go. Is it Cryo again? Oh, it's that guy over there, isn't it? There, get him. There's a lot. He's blind. such a big head, you think I'd be able to hit him? Jeez. Oh, right, no. Same excuse. It's just not used to playing more consoles. That's it.
You got a death wish?
That was pretty bad. But serviceable. Showed it off all enough. But I mean, I guess that about does it. This build is really good at cleaning rooms. If you're getting crits with the head explosion, especially because you got that the 3 shots that ricochet. Even with just any of the single shot ones, you can really do it. Maggie can be replaced with whatever you want, honestly. It's just personal preference at that point. But yeah, that's about it. Oh, you know what? There was one thing on the class mod I didn't talk about. I didn't talk about this enough because there's the extra kill steal that this gives you with the crit damage. This is what really makes this work. You get that crit damage on just whenever you kill something or get an action state, you keep that up. And then I also have the plus 45% Jacob's weapon crit, and then the plus 50% weapon accuracy, which isn't needed, but really nice to have. The 31% heavy weapon damage could be better. That's completely useless to me. But yeah, anyways, that about does it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope I've maybe convinced someone to give this a try and play it out with your own Zane and just have some fun with it. You know, I would like to give one last message. Zane ain't bad. You just gotta really work at him. But you can get Zane to do some pretty cool stuff, as I hope I've shown here. Would I like to see him get a few buffs? Yeah, I think there is a few areas he could be improved. Maybe I'll do a video talking about this. But for the most part, I'm pretty fine with where he's at. You know what? I'm gonna save that for another time.
You will be of the greatest help in future research.
See ya.